I'm here with the Azure Digimotor from Mars. This is an aftermarket ECM blower motor that replaces both PSC style motors and Gentek X13. Now Azure is truly universal. It's a dual voltage motor, 115 or 230 volt, operates in both rotations, clockwise and counterclockwise, and two motor part numbers can replace anything from 1/5 horse to 1 horse. It's a pretty terrific motor, but Mars has recently announced a Generation 2 design. And I have a control module here from the Generation 2 Azure, and today I kind of want to go through some of the improvements that have been made to Generation 2. Let's take a closer look. Azure still features an external surge protector that's built into the wire harness. Now on the original design, the harness was made such that if you remove the surge after a failure, you could not reconnect the harness. Generation 2 is different. If the surge is removed after a failure and you don't have one readily available, you can always reconnect the harness very easily and get the system back up and running. Because these surge protectors are the primary protectors, you still have secondary protection inside the motor, so this is perfectly acceptable to do. So here's what's really cool about the Azure Generation 2. It's intuitive. It's easier to wire and faster to install. This motor wires just like a PSC motor when you want it to be a PSC motor. It has a neutral, a ground, and then 115 volt speed taps, just like a standard motor. It couldn't get any easier. No longer do you connect speed taps to 24 volt thermostat connections. No longer do you have 115 volt communication signals. That's all gone. When you want this motor to become an X13, it's a simple jumper connection, and the speed taps become 24 volt speed taps and connect to the thermostat, just like an X13. In fact, the system harness will plug right into the Azure right here for the X13 applications. So all you got to do is plug it in, connect up the speed taps, and perform the auto size. Very easy. Another neat feature about the Azure Generation 2 is the fact that it doesn't accept the PWM controller anymore. There is a handheld programmer that plugs into this port right here. This optional programmer allows you to plug into the motor and then actually read the percentage of torque being applied on each speed tap. If you're not happy with the airflow, you can use the handheld programmer to increase or decrease the CFM, and then unplug the programmer and your motor's been set. Pretty unique. By the way, that's not the complete motor. Generation 2 still looks like this. It's blue. However, it'll be a little bit simpler to wire.